So I'm going to turn on Facebook Live. Hey, Facebook, look who we got here in Vegas today, sitting out in the 98-degree temperature just for this. We got Spiro, Adam, Siavelis. How did I do?
You did great. All 3 for 3.
Awesome. So tell me about you. You came from another place to here, somewhere in the Midwest.
Yeah, so I originally grew up in a suburb of Chicago, Barrington, Inverness area, for those of the familiar Northwest side. Moved to LA when I was 17 to play professional hockey.
What?
And yeah.
Who'd you play for, the Kings?
No, it was the minors. It was minor league, so it was up in Bakersfield.
Oh, wonderful.
So, yeah, I lived out in Valencia, so yeah, did that, and then.
Well, what position did you play in soccer at, Spiro?
I played defense.
Oh, wow. My dad played soccer in Germany.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's,
Cool.
yeah. Huh?
I said that must have been fun.
Yeah, he was Jewish, so Hitler wouldn't let him play after a certain while. And then they kicked out soccer and handball out of the Olympics, and my dad got him back in.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I love soccer talk.
Yeah.
So back to you.
I didn't play much soccer, but I have friends that played soccer.
Oh, you played, what sport did you play?
It was hockey.
Oh my gosh. I was totally goofy. I can't believe I did that. I don't know puck about hockey, do I?
Not many people do, but it's a great sport. You should definitely check it out and watch. It's intense, it's exciting, it's fun.
Have you ever thought of going into like here in Vegas with the team? Or is that all behind you?
Yeah, I thought about it, but then most of the stuff would be at night during the game, so I wouldn't be able to perform, or I'd have to kind of limit my schedule. So I decided not to. But yeah, it was definitely, when they were first coming around, something that I was thinking about for sure.
So, like, what got you interested in hockey? Was it the fighting? Was it the fast movement on ice? All of the above? Was it getting a timeout?
My dad was a big hockey fan, and my dad grew up playing hockey, so it was kind of the household thing. But yeah, I mean, the excitement of it, the constant moving, and it's just it's a really unique sport. It's a really momentum-based sport, so it's one of those sports that definitely, if you haven't seen it or don't watch it live before you watch it on television, because once you see it live, it changes the whole perspective on all of it. So,
Who's your favorite hockey player ever?
Oh, ever? Well, since I was in Chicago growing up, Blackhawks fan, and I played defense, Chris Chelios was probably my favorite player. So, good old legend over there.
Awesome. Wow. So you grew up out there in Chicago area, and at some point you decided to do comedy. Take me back to that moment.
Yeah, so I was in the LA area playing hockey. I got hurt, so I couldn't really play anymore. I was 17 years old and moved my whole life out there. Couldn't play, so I didn't have anything to really do. So my athletic trainer for the hockey team suggested, because her boyfriend was a teacher at Groundlings Improv down there in Hollywood, so she suggested that I could take classes and he won't charge me. I'll be able to sit in and kind of do all the classes just so I have stuff to do, since I really didn't know anybody or didn't have anything to do. So it's kind of how I got started in all of it.
You got into Groundlings?
Not their main cast, but they have classes that you could like pay for, and they do different tiers. But since his girlfriend probably pushed him along a little bit. He let me sit in and take the classes for free for the first year.
Oh my gosh. Did you ever have aspirations to get into Saturday Night Live?
I love Saturday Night Live, but it was still like I was still so focused on like the hockey stuff that I really didn't think about it that much. And then by the time I really started I loved doing it, but by the time I really started like getting into it, I was probably past the window that they would look at it. So I never really put too much thought into it, unfortunately. But I mean, if they call me one day, I won't turn it down.
I can see your name in their cast. I can see that. So tell me, you went into comedy after being injured in hockey, and so you are so incredibly funny. And I don't know how many years ago you started comedy, but you come across like 10 years into this.
Oh, well, thank you. I've been doing stand-up. I just hit my 3-year mark in stand-up.
Wow.
But I've been doing improv since I was 17, so almost 16 years now. So
wow.
Yeah, I've been at the stage for a while, at least.
Well, that explains why you're such a great host.
Thank you.
So a lot of times people have no idea the advantage you have, with a background in improv. So can you speak to how you feel your improv training and even your groundlings training of comedy has helped you get this far this quickly?
Yeah, no, I'm a big advocate on improv, not just because I did it, but because I feel like if you do improv, you're failing and trying to pick up the pieces. That's essentially what improv is. You're throwing stuff out there however you feel in the moment, however you're feeling in the scene, listening to what other people are saying, paying attention. So you throw out what you think might work, what might be funny, and if it doesn't, there's no time to kind of, relax and chill and take it all in. You kind of have to go right on to the next one. So I feel like if anything, it just helps me, or it's helped me at least. Like, I don't get if there's not a big audience or if something doesn't hit, like I don't feel like it bothers me because I'm so used to, different sizes of audiences with improv. Jokes, a bunch of the times don't hit in a scene. You just got to keep it moving and you got to dig yourself out. So I think it really, really, really helps in that aspect where, the first 5 years of stand-up comedy, from what I've heard, 5 to 8 years, is you kind of trying to figure out how to be comfortable on stage, how to accept what's going on stage. And I think improv essentially did all that work for me, so I could just focus on the material and the performance and trying to get better.
Yes. I think that people that have training on stage of any kind come out swinging faster. They already know how to own the stage and project their voice. And, I'm not sure about, has it helped you in reading an audience, or is that something that's just specific to comedy audiences?
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like it probably does, and I probably am unaware of it. Like, I'm probably more like it's probably just more like a subconscious thing now because I've done it for so long that I could read if someone's not having a good time, or I could try to gauge on what's hitting or what's not hitting. But I honestly don't think about that too much. So it'd be hopefully it is, because it definitely could be for sure. But
so many people, so many comics I talk to cannot put a label. They can't explain what reading an audience is very well. It's like you said, it's just some kind of sense you have. You're not really focusing on it, and you either do it well or you don't.
Right. And there's different levels. There's not just, one or two things. There's a whole truckload of things that people can be doing or feeling in the moment in the audience all at the same time. So
yes,
it's just one of those things that comes with time, I think.
Yeah. Sometimes I like what you said, Spiro, about not even focusing on it, because that speaks to the level of your expertise. Because a newer comic is sitting in the room trying to figure out what everyone's doing right or wrong and what's the audience going to like. And you're already at the level where it's knee-jerk reaction. It's like, get on stage and do it.
Right. One of the best things I ever learned, it was, I think, my second or third month in improv, and I still, because I teach high schoolers improv.
Excuse me one second. All of a sudden, the audio became very tin-like.
Oh.
There.
Better?
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. I don't know what I did. I just moved my phone. No, one of the best things that someone ever told me, and this is like one of the first things I told the students that I teach today, the high school students.
It did it again. There.
I don't know what I'm doing.
There.
Better?
Yeah. One of the best things that you got told.
Yeah, one of the best things I got told, and I still, like I said, when I teach my kids today, I still say the same thing, that if you don't think you're funny, if you don't think you're doing a good job, why should the audience think you're doing a good job? Why should the audience think you're funny? Like,
wow.
If you don't believe in yourself, why should the audience believe in you? So it's one of those things that has always stuck with me, where it's like, it doesn't matter what the audience is feeling, like it's our job to make them have a good time, and I should go up there and be like, hey, I'm going to make you have a good time. So audience really doesn't dictate too much for me anymore, which is nice.
That's wonderful. All of a sudden the audio went tinny again. Is there an adjustment that could be made real fast?
Maybe it's how I'm holding my phone. Let me change how I'm holding my phone. Is that better?
Much better. Thank you.
All right. I'll change how I hold my phone.
Do you teach comedy? You said something about your students.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, me and some of the people that I did improv with, we started a high school improv league here in Las Vegas.
No way.
Yeah, it's super cool. We started with only 4 schools back in 2009. So we're already 11 years in, and now we're up to 32, 33 schools. So it's grown quite a bit.
There goes the audio again.
I have no idea. I haven't done anything.
We'll power. Maybe it's on my end. We'll power through. I'll get this real close. So now you're up to 32 schools and 11 years in?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you for doing that for our children.
No, of course. It's fun. And the best part about it is a lot of the kids that do it aren't theater kids. A lot of them are like, we've had a couple football players that have always wanted to do theater, but they don't have the time, or they're not sure of it because they've always done sports. So it's a good little open atmosphere for people to come and try and see if it might be something that they're into. Especially someone like me who, I never did theater or anything during high school because of sports. So it's a cool little opportunity for those type of kids. So it's a unique little thing.
That's amazing. So it's mostly, is it improv, stand-up, or both?
It's strictly improv. It's essentially like a comedy sports or competitive improv. So each high school, the schools range from having 4 kids on a team to about 25, I think, is our largest school with the amount of students. And they do 4-on-4 against other schools. So just like any other sport, Las Vegas Academy will take on Palo Verde High School, like 4 kids against 4 kids, and they'll play improv games against each other, and audience determines who wins during the season. And then during the playoffs, we have judges that come in and score them to try to keep it as fair as possible. So,
that's wonderful.
it's fun.
Are you a fan of Wayne Brady improv?
I do love me some Wayne Brady.
Me too.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, I love that show where they're doing improv. And I even like it when they let Aisha Tyler do a little bit, put down the hosting and get in there and do some. Have you ever aspired to get on that show?
Maybe I should start. Maybe you're making me question my life decisions. I never aspired to be on that show either. I just enjoy watching. Maybe I should start. Maybe I should start aspiring to do things.
So tell me about all of the places you've done comedy and what what places you've enjoyed doing it, and what's been the most challenging and funniest stuff you like. Take me through your comedy career on stage.
Oh boy, I've performed a lot of places. Mainly on the West Coast so far. I haven't really ventured out on the East Coast or in the Midwest, just in Chicago whenever I've gone back home. But I've done the Comedy Store a couple times, so a couple showcases there. The Ha Ha, Flappers, all those main ones down there in the LA area. I do the LA Comedy Club here in Las Vegas at the Stratosphere. Jimmy Kimmel's out at the Link, and then I've done the Laugh Factory here as well. But I've had a good time wherever I go. Like, I don't ever find them. I think the most challenging times I seem to have are when I go to like the off club shows, like the specialty bar shows and everything like that. Like, probably the worst time I've ever had on stage was actually at a bar in Chicago for a show that I don't know why I was even a part of it, but I still try to truck my way through it, and I had an awful time, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the building had an awful time with me. So that will probably stand out in my mind for the rest of my career. That one show. So nice people, great people that ran it. Love the two ladies that run it, but man, did I have not a good time.
You go on the road with Butch Bradley, don't you?
I just started. He brought me with him to do Zanies, to introduce me to Zanies out in Rosemont. So that was literally the last show I did before the whole shutdown of everything. So it was at least a good show to do.
Yes, I remember, and I was like, "Oh, that must be so exciting to be going with Adam, going with him."
Yeah, Butch has been like a great. He's been because we kind of have similar backgrounds on how we started. We both started to stand up later in our lives. We both did improv for a long time before, so he's been a great big brother, mentor to me on how to harness things and how to handle things, and he'll help me with writing, and he'll help me with, like, give me advice after every show. So he's been absolutely fantastic to me.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. From the minute I met him in October, I just loved him so much. He's so real and so kind and so nice. And even his lady and her daughter, they're just special people. And I love watching his videos, which gets me to my next question. Do you have places where people can watch your video that you want to spell out for them here, and I'll type it later?
Yeah, no, I'm on all social media. I try to post all the videos on all my social media. That way, no matter what you have, you get a chance to see it. So I'm on everything: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff. And it's all the same. If you search Spiro in that show, it's SPIRO in that show. It's all my social media is all uniform. So no matter what you have, you should be able to find it and see some of it.
Oh, that's great. What's the favorite show you ever did, and what's your funniest heckle you ever heard anybody heckle? Favorite show, favorite heckle.
Favorite show? Oh, God. I've had a lot of good ones recently, like memorable ones that I'm like, man, I'll remember these. I think my favorite show that I've had recently was a show I got to feature for Vicky Barbalock over at Kimmel's Comedy Club. And I was going through a lot of personal stuff. And I was probably at the lowest point that I've ever been in my life.
Sorry.
It's okay. But everybody was begging me not to do the show because they were afraid everyone close to me thought I was going to have like a breakdown on stage. But like, I did it, and I had a great show. I felt like I did really, really well. Everyone said I did really, really well. So I think the fact that it was the first time I got to feature for her, which was great.
Oh.
I did a good job, and then that emotional, like, I was able to get through it when everyone thought that I was going to have issues with it. I think it all kind of blended together to be a really good memory for me, for sure.
Oh, that's great. And
Yeah.
in your years of doing comedy and improv, have you heard something that has stuck with you like glue that a heckler has said? That I love hecklers.
It's funny because I don't get a lot of hecklers, which bums me out, I guess. I don't know. It's actually, I guess, my favorite one that has ever happened to me was, I have videos on it on all my social media and my YouTube, so if you guys are curious. But I was in Boise up in Liquid Laughs, which is a fantastic little club there. I had a great time while I was up there. I got to feature for Miles Weber, who's hilarious.
I love him. I love Miles.
Yeah, if you guys want a great up-and-coming guy that's probably going to be a huge name in the next year or so, Miles Weber's the guy you got to check out for sure.
Yes.
But he brought me up there to feature for him. And I think it was the Friday Night Late show, which seems to be the trend for most of these stories. I was talking about like Las Vegas, how I'm from Las Vegas. I just, it's just a segue into the next routine. And I said I'm from Las Vegas, and some woman just started. She was so loud. She was nice though, but like she was one of those just loud talkers that has to like comment on everything. Like I'm like, oh, I'm from Las Vegas. She's like, oh my God, Las Vegas. And I was like, yeah, Las Vegas is crazy. She's like, I saw a homeless person dressed like a fawn. like a fawn? She's like, yeah, like a baby deer. I was like, she's like, yeah. And then I'd start making fun of her about how she probably did edibles for the first time in Las Vegas. That guy doesn't exist. So it was just, it wasn't really a heckle. It was just like a loud, like she was thinking out loud. And I heard it because she was probably 3 feet away from me because she was in the front row. So for me, that's probably my favorite one that I've ever had. But I don't get heckled, which maybe people should start. Come heckle me, people.
The reason I started comedy is twofold, but the fun answer is I was at a comedy show and a guy was up there and he was bombing. And instead of just switching topics, he started using his inside voice into the microphone. Like, I hate myself. I think I'll go kill myself. I can't stand. So I heckled him and I said, oh, for crying out loud, just make fun of us Jews. And he did. And the crowd went nuts when I said that. And then he started making fun of Jews because I gave him permission. And I thought, you know what? I need to be on stage.
That's so funny. That's a good start story.
So, who has helped you the most in your career? Like a teacher, your family, someone in comedy, or a combination?
So probably in comedy, I probably have to say Butch. I think Butch, when I used to run an open mic over at Jackpot Bar and Grill, this was before I was in any of the clubs out here a couple of years ago. He actually came to the mic because he heard about it, that people had a good time. So he came to the mic and, I met him from there. And ever since then, he's just been really good at, positive on what I could do to get better. But since, we both came from a sports world, I'm like, critique me hard. Like I need that hard criticism. Like I'm not a softie. Like I want to get better, so don't hold back. And he's found a really good balance of that on like how to encourage, but like also shape me in a good way. So as far as professional, I think he by far is one of the top ones that I've had. And I'll even say, like, in the short time that I've worked with her, Vicky Barbalock has been absolutely fantastic as well. She's a sweetheart. She's helped me out so much. So those two for sure. But I think Butch, since almost day one, has been there helping me out career wise. But then as far as personal, I'd probably have to go with my mom and my wife. Like they both have, even before I even thought of doing stand up, when I was doing improv, they both pushed me saying that I should do stand up, that improv is fun, but it's something that I probably should just use as a platform to go into stand up. So they've been the supporting driving force way before that.
Yes. Well, I'm like Barbara Walters on crack. I could ask more questions than 18 comics can answer. So do you have anything you want to share? to the people, like going through a pandemic, or funny observations or funny bits you liked, want to share, or anything?
Just stay home so we can get out and perform and entertain you guys.
Yes.
I'm going stir crazy. I've been making TikToks with all the 18-year-olds, so I've been going crazy. But no, just I know that it's tough. Everybody, the comics, non-comics watching, like, I know it's been hard, but stay in. Let's get this done with, and then just make sure you support all the live comedy and the live performance afterwards, because I think that's something that not a lot of people think about is like the restaurants. People are going to go to restaurants afterwards. People are going to do all the normal stuff, but there is a huge, especially in Las Vegas, there's a huge percentage of people that make their living based off of entertainment, and it's something that we love doing. So even if we don't get paid for it, we still want to do it. So I know it's scary times, but after this is all over, please don't be afraid to come out in good times with us, because we need you guys, even if it's not for financial support, just for our own, emotional state. We love entertaining you guys. We love having fun with you guys. So don't be afraid to come out and laugh after all this.
Yes. Oh my gosh. The world. I'm just shocked as all get out that they don't consider comedy to be essential during a pandemic. I mean, this is when people need to laugh.
Right. This is the time. But I get it, because
Yeah.
They don't want to have people hoarded up close to each other.
Yes.
So.
Yes. So how is the pandemic going to make you a better human being? Here I go with the goals again.
Yeah. It's going to make me a better human being. I've been working out, which is nice. I haven't worked out in a long time. But no, I think this has done a lot to just kind of, it's easy in our world, in our comedy, in our entertainment world, to just kind of go. And I think sitting back and appreciating the people that have been closest to us and have helped support us, I think that's because, when we're working and we're grinding the late nights and on the road, sometimes the people we care about the most are sitting waiting for us. So I think it's a good time to kind of just really spend time with them and, let them know that we appreciate all their support. And, everyone that's ever supported me, but either watching a video, watching this, or buying merch, or whatever they've done, like, I think it's really made me appreciate everybody even more than I already did. So I think I'll come out with that, just more appreciation for everybody.
Yeah. I watched you many times interact with other comics. You've always been kind to me, and I've never seen you be unkind to anybody. And you're also so stellar on stage. There's two kinds of comics to me. There's those I can figure out really quickly and I'm bored, and those that I could watch over and over and want to watch them over and over and still can't figure out what they're doing. And you're in that category.
Well, thank you. That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
It really does.
And you've had to have great coaching to be, and so now I've gotten into the mind of Spiro just a little bit to try to break down what it is you do, because I could watch you over and over and still not know what you're doing so well. And that's wonderful, because you could say the same exact set over and over and I still wouldn't figure it out. That's how good you are.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That really means a lot. That's a huge compliment.
It is.
I really appreciate it.
I don't say that to everybody. So it's probably hit you in the pocketbook that things have been shut down. So do you accept PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, or are you fine?
So fortunately for me, I did have a job before all this chaos that I made pretty decent money on. I haven't worked that job in almost a year and a half, so I was living off of that and doing comedy. It's getting to the point where, like, it's getting a little scary. So, obviously, if anybody would like to donate or purchase, then, I would always appreciate you guys, and big thank yous if you guys do decide that. But,
okay. Well, let's talk about, do you have any merchandise for sale anywhere?
I do. At my website, www.spirointhatshow.com.
Okay.
I have shirts, I have stickers, I have little things that go on the back of your phone for pop sockets.
Wow.
My wife, yeah, my wife is going through some health issues, so some of the stuff directly benefits her health, her medical bills. So.
What is her health issue, Spiro?
What was that?
What's her health issue?
She has stage 4 breast cancer, so she's been battling that for about 3 years now.
I'm so sorry. I'll be praying.
Okay.
I'll pray for total healing.
Yep, she's a tough Italian cookie, so she's got it. She'll beat it.
Good. So, do you want to tell me what your Cash App, Venmo, or is it Spiro in the show?
I think my I'll have to check the Cash App, but Spiro for my Venmo, it's SA and then my last name. So it's my initials SA and then SIAVELIS. I believe my Cash App's the same. If not, it's Spiro in that show. But I'll follow up with you on the Cash App. I don't use Cash App too often, so I don't remember.
Okay, perfect. I'll post this video that you've been so kind enough to sit through in the heat, and if there's any typographical errors, like if I say soccer instead of hockey ever again, please correct me. Thank you so much for this wonderful interview.
No, thank you for having me. This was fantastic. I had a really good time talking with you.
Awesome. Let anybody know I'm willing to interview them and let my people meet them.
Definitely.
All right.
Thank you, and you've always been a sweetheart whenever I've met and talked to you, and I've always enjoyed you on stage as well. So I don't want the compliment to go one way. You've always been someone that I've appreciated, even though we just started to get to know each other.
Oh, thank you.
I've enjoyed you.
Oh, thank you so much. Made an average day much better. Thank you.
Good. You're very welcome.
Okay, see you later, Spiro. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.